What's going on, ladies and berms? This is Dave here. If you are an intermediate mountain biker and you're stuck on a plateau, a skill plateau, a progress plateau, listen to me. I'm going to share with you exactly why you're stuck, what to do about it, and watch to the end of this video. You'll see why. Perfect your body position first, then learn how to use it. This is a pervasive myth that halts your progress faster than ramming your bars into a tree. So perfect body position first, then riding will come easy. Wrong. So what does perfect body position even mean? Stuff like this. Get your elbows out, keep your feet level, drop your heels, modulate the brakes, keep your feet heavy, keep your hands light, look where you want to go, hinge at the hips, drop the outside foot, get behind the bike, align your soul with your ancestors' song and pray harder. So how does that actually help you ride your bike over a rock garden or a drop or a jump or a corner? So that's right, it doesn't. So at best, it gets you to try something different, and it's called getting ready to get ready. And if you're trying to learn any bike skill, this stuff is irrelevant. It's actually quite damaging. This is what I call dead-end bike technique training, and it takes shape in two forms. One, you get your basic body positions copied from a model, but instead of learning how to do them with ease by carving corners or pumping terrain, you work endlessly on fighting your perfect technique. This is great if you want points for practice, but it's crippling if you want to actually be a rider that others look up to. Two, you have a really good athletic talent and you pick up riding relatively easy and you spend decades stuck on a plateau, essentially at point one. You're actually an advanced beginner, which just buys you some extra fun until you're really challenged. So common scenarios, person A learns cornering, drops, climbing really easily, and then hits a dead end. Can't learn anymore and doesn't know why. Essentially, this becomes a one-trick pony and you fall into the category that believes it takes years to race expert or pro or do the features that you dream of. Person B takes longer to learn the basics of body positions, but can easily string together complex moves like carving out of a berm, into a turn, into a hip jump. And here's why. Balance and movement are irrelevant to body position themselves. Let's step back. So change your thinking about body positions as being the gateway for better riding. Stop thinking about body positions as a precursor to fluid riding. Think of fluid riding as dynamic movement and correct body position as static positions. Anyone can get on a bike and balance even if you don't know a thing about body positions. You can just sit on the seat and pedal like a 6-year-old.
Nice.
Naturally, though, we can't all pre-turn left into a sharp turn that suddenly tumbles down over a rock garden that has a hip drop to the left. You can take dynamic movement and balance, and you can separate them and practice one at a time off the bike where there's zero chance of crashing. This is how you can save tons of time in the learning process and break the intermediate plateau. So imagine being able to simulate the exact thing your body needs after it's spent 10 years plus sitting at a desk rather than shredding. I share an optimal approach called dynamic movement training, or DMT. It allows you to train your body rapidly on things like core strength, mobility, flexibility, in the same way that translates today's movements to the trail tomorrow, and done automatically. So to take it one step further, you can take dynamic movements, hip hinging, torso balancing, pumping, and isolate and hyper target those. Pumping out of a corner and setting up for the next, for example, consists of physical and technical pieces. And if you know how to activate both those pieces individually, by the way, this is where most coaching goes wrong and leaves you guessing. You can train them simultaneously and you can chop even more learning time off your skills. You can split the physical moves into chunks too. And that's why I ask anyone who's been practicing riding techniques like cornering, drops, jumps over 6 months, hey, have you considered the practice that you're doing might be wrong? Would you be open to trying another method? Because once you properly understand all the pieces of corners, drops, jumps, and gnar shredding and execute on them properly, it should take you no more than 3 months if you're dedicated. And there's one more thing. Riders focus too much on correct body position. And because they think they know body positions, they think they're super close when they're not. It's the muscle activation, not the position. In other words, you can perfectly copy the right body positions with the wrong muscles. It's the definition of fighting yourself. You can either place the skeleton in the right spot or you can lead from the core, the transversus abdominis. Most riders haven't given a lick of thought to this and are just moving their skeleton. Now, here's a hint. If any of these are true for you, you're a skeleton position rider. Tight hamstrings or quads on the downhills, arm pump over the gnar. Any muscle is tense when you're cornering. That means lats, chest, the front of the deltoids are tight when you're changing direction. Lower back pain or tension in order to do any move. And finally, if you have trouble breathing whenever you're doing moves on the bike, you're a skeleton position rider. Now let's take a step back. The reason I'm making this video is because I'm actually incredibly passionate about seeing riders be great on the mountain bike. Right now, I don't know if you know this or not, but there are 40 million mountain bikers in the United States alone. And mountain biking is significantly harder than we are good at it. So I'm literally starting a movement. I want you to join where we become core riders, where we lead from a place where we have fluid movement on the bike and we stop listening to all the gurus and the trainers and we stop practicing for years what we could be getting done in a week or a month. So if this is you, if you are here to reject letting the progress, the speed of progress be dictated by how good your body position is, then come along with me. That's exactly what this video is for, and that's why I'm sharing this. So let's keep talking about exactly what to do and how to change this. What I sometimes do when I share this with riders, I make this simple shift with them. They go from being not even being able to get down like a blue trail to sending jumps, drops, and flying around corners, and their friends are asking them how they did it. And they can barely believe it yet. And for them, that's just the surface, and they have decades more shredding to experience. So there's no reason you can't be the rider you dreamed by breaking out of the intermediate plateau. All right, so before we go, what are your questions? What are your thoughts about this? Is this counterintuitive? Have you ever heard anyone say it like this before? Perhaps the reason you're not progressing is because no one showed you how to move like an athlete so that you can go out there and do things you love on the bike. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel. We'd love to share some more of this with you, and we're going to be bringing a lot more content in pretty soon. So stay tuned. Normally people say like and subscribe. Instead, what I'm going to say is share this with a riding friend right now. We're building a movement where, again, there's 40 million mountain bikers out there right now in the United States alone, not even talking about our Europe friends or, South Africa or wherever you ride your bike. We love you too. But just in the United States alone, there's 40 million mountain bikers. Did you know that there's only about 6,000 instructors? Even if we did go out there and if everyone got a lesson, it would take like 40 years for everyone to get a lesson. There is a massive shortage of skill in the mountain bike environment. And there are people that have been riding for 20, 30, 40 years. Usually, if you do something for 20, 30, 40 years, you're a professional. However, there's a lot of us riders who've been out there for a long time. We're not nearly as good as you know that you can be and that you are deep down. This is the reason why. So again, it's about proper movement, not about perfect body position. So instead of just liking and subscribing to the channel, I guess you can do that if you want to. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Please share it. This is what helps us the most. Text the link to share to another rider who's a friend, or share this with your riding group. Share this with your local community, your IMBA chapter. Share it. Share it with people. We'll talk to you soon. That's it. Bye.